I'm David LeMay with the Mountain Reporter. I'm here at St. Richard's Episcopal Church, where we're at one of the many polling places around San Bernardino. We're asking folks today which of these four issues are most important to them: the economy, healthcare, immigration, or homeland security. Here's what a few of your local residents had to say. Of these four issues, which was most important to you today? The economy, immigration, homeland security, or healthcare?
Security.
Okay, homeland security. And there were four statewide propositions that I found very interesting today. Proposition 3, $8.8 billion in bonds for water supply infrastructure. Did you vote for or against on water?
I voted against because I looked at the actual budget and there's more than enough money if they cut out a lot of the pet projects and there's no mechanism for the priority of what gets funded and not. And I think that the state is funding things that are not necessary.
Okay, so against.
Damn.
Proposition 6, which a lot of folks are calling the gas tax repeal.
I voted yes.
You voted yes for gas tax.
Same reason. They keep diverting our funds into other projects. We have more than enough money if they used the money how it's already supposed to be directed.
Good deal. Proposition 10, having to do with government rent control and restrictions on local government enforcing rent control?
I voted no. It doesn't make sense, and it puts a lot of onus on the counties and the cities to actually pay for the legal fees, which I don't think is fair.
Okay. And then finally, Proposition 12 was the confinement standards for agricultural farm animals.
I voted no because I actually looked into it, and those standards are already in place, and we're required to be enacted by 2020, so that just gives them an additional 2 years to do what they're supposed to already be doing.
Interesting. Okay. Locally, of these three, we'll say problem issues, what do you think should be most high prioritized? The homeless issue up here, short-term rentals, or opioid and drug addiction?
Oh gosh, I can't vote for all three.
Okay, so all three are of equal importance?
I do. I think they all need to be addressed.
Okay, good deal. Thank you so much for your time today.
Absolutely.
And forgive me, what was your name?
Laura.
Laura. And you live here in Sky Forest?
I live in the Arrowhead Villas.
Awesome.
So right next door.
Thank you so much, Laura.
Thanks you very much. Absolutely.
So you said of the first three, economy, immigration, and homeland security were all about equal importance to you.
Yeah, I think those are pretty much all the important ones.
And it was a long ballot today. Did you get down to any of the statewide propositions? Proposition 3, $8.8 billion in bonds for water supply infrastructure? For or against?
I was for though.
Okay. The Proposition 6, what everybody's calling the gas tax repeal?
Yeah, get rid of it.
Okay. And Proposition 10 was to allow government more control on rent control.
I voted no.
Okay. And Proposition 12 was confinement standards for like local farm animals, organic eggs and that sort of thing?
That issue's already been dealt with.
Okay.
I said no.
Okay. Good deal. On a local note, what do you think? You've been here in the mountain communities for how long, sir?
Well, I've owned a house for 3 years. I've been up here 1 year.
Okay. 3 years and then 1 year full-time.
Full-time, yeah.
Facing our local mountain community, which of these three problems do you think is the highest priority for you? The homelessness problem, short-term rentals, or opioid and drug addiction?
Where I live, it's the short-term rentals.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And thanks for voting. Hi, I'm here with Betsy from Arrowhead, and we're here to ask her a few local questions. Betsy, today, of these four issues, what was most important to you? The economy, immigration, homeland security, or healthcare?
Well, they're all important, but right this minute, I would say immigration.
Immigration. There were several statewide propositions on the ballot today. I've just got a few here that I found really interesting. Proposition 3, involving $8.8 billion in water supply infrastructure. Were you for or against that?
I vote no.
You voted no. Okay. Proposition 6, more commonly referred to as the gas tax repeal.
I voted yes.
You voted yes on that. Proposition 10 had to do with government rent control and allowing
Nope.
local government. No on that. No indecisiveness.
Now you know how I
for
voted
you.
on everything, right?
Well, and then Proposition 12 was confinement standards for agricultural farm animals.
Nope.
No. Okay. And
They
then
know what they're doing.
last question, on a more local note. Of these three problem issues, what do you think government should prioritize at the top? The homelessness problem up here, short-term rentals, or the opioid and drug addiction crisis?
Well, I would say I don't care about short-term rentals. It doesn't bother me a bit. People can do whatever they want. That's the problem, with government stepping in everywhere. But I would say the other two are probably seriously. They need to be addressed.
So homelessness and drug addiction are of equal importance.
Well, homelessness depending on why people are homeless.
Sure.
Some people choose to be homeless.
Sure.
Some people have mental illness, so maybe mental illness might be more of a priority for me than homelessness. But the opioid, too, I mean, there's a lot of steps that pharmacies, doctors, people can take without government even getting involved. So there's, too many hands in the pot to fix anything, really. That's how I feel about it.
Thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it. Thanks for voting.
Nope.
David LeMay here with the Mountain Reporter News, and it is Election Day. I'm here at the Lakeside Church in Lake Arrowhead, where we are actually watching voters come out, and we've got a few questions for them about, sort of the state of the nation, some propositions on statewide ballots here in California, and then a question really kind of hitting close to the issues here at home. Here's what some of your community citizens had to say. I'm here with Patricia and Brad from Lake Arrowhead. Patricia, today's election was a big one. Of these four issues, what was most important to you today? The economy, immigration, homeland security, or health care?
Immigration.
Immigration.
You as well, Brad. Okay. There was a lengthy ballot here in California, but four issues I found of particular interest. Proposition 3 was $8.8 billion in bonds for water supply infrastructure. Did you vote for or against Proposition 3?
I voted no.
No.
Both no's. Proposition 6, more commonly referred to as the gas tax repeal.
Yes.
Yes on that. Proposition 10 was small government's ability to enact rent control.
No.
No.
No on both of those. And then Proposition 12 was new confinement standards for agricultural farm animals.
No.
No.
No on both of those. And more locally, of these three issues, what did you think was of most pressing concern that the government may be able to help with? The homelessness issue up here, short-term rentals, otherwise known as Airbnbs, or the opioid and drug epidemic?
Opioid and drug.
Okay. How about you, Brad? Any of those three really same? Okay. Thank you guys so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your time. And thank
Have
you
a
for
good day.
MountainReporter.com if you want to. I'm here with Alden from Lake Arrowhead. Alden, of these four issues, what brought you out the most today? The economy, immigration, homeland security, or health care?
Well, immigration is one.
Okay. There was a very lengthy ballot today in California. Four statewide propositions I found of interest. Proposition 3, $8.8 billion in bonds for water supply infrastructure. Were you for or against that?
3, I voted no.
No on 3. Proposition 6, more commonly known as the gas tax repeal. Were you for or against that? For that. Proposition 10 had to do with local government's ability to enact rent control. Were you for or against
Against.
that? Against that. Proposition 12 had to do with new confinement standards for agricultural farm animals. Were you for or against that?
Against.
Against that. And now locally, of these three problem issues, what do you think is the most pressing and should have government's attention looking to solutions?
Okay.
The homelessness issue, short-term rentals, or the opioid and drug addiction crisis?
Well, I would think the homeless.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much for your time today,
Okay.
sir. I hope that heals up. You know I'm looking forward to some Christmas cookies,
Yeah,
my
well,
friend. I'm here with Jim and Karen from Lake Arrowhead, and they have just finished voting. Karen, of these four issues, what would you say was most important to you today? The economy, immigration, homeland security, or healthcare? And if you have more than one, that's fine as well.
I would say security,
Okay.
and gosh, all of them are important to
Okay,
me.
of equal importance.
Yeah.
And Jim, there were several statewide propositions. It was a pretty lengthy ballot, but four in particular really struck me. Proposition 3 was $8.8 billion in bonds for water supply infrastructure. Did you vote for or against that?
Against.
Against that. Proposition 6, more commonly known as the gas tax repeal. Were you for or against that?
I was against that one too.
Okay. Proposition 10 dealt with local government's ability to enforce, or rather enact, rent control.
Yeah.
Were you for or
against?
Against that. And then finally, Proposition 12 was for new confinement standards for agricultural farm animals.
Yeah, I was against. The standards we have just need to be enforced.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good deal, good feedback. Locally, to both of you guys, what do you think is the most pressing problem issue that our local government and politicians should be focusing on? The homelessness issue up here, short-term rentals, or the opioid and drug addiction crisis?
I didn't know any of them were an issue up here.
Really? Well, okay,
But
no, that's good to
we've been
hear.
up here a year, so.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, good. So you don't feel...
I would say the short-term rent control.
Like
I think.
Yeah.
Airbnbs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Airbnbs.
Okay, good deal. Thank you guys so
Yeah.
much for
All
your
right.
time.
Thank
You're welcome.
you.